Good morning, students. Hope all of you are well. Today, I am discussing the last part of heat. So, let's start. So, here is the today's discussion topic: convection and air current, sea breeze, land breeze, monsoon, examples of variation in radiation abilities of materials, and greenhouse effect. We have discussed earlier about heat transmission by the process of convection. Convection takes place in the differing parts of the same substance due to difference of temperatures among them. If the temperature of any part of a liquid or gas increases, then density of the substance of that part decreases. And being lighter, it goes up, while the upper colder and heavier part comes down. In this way, heat transmission takes place through convection current. The cause of air current in the atmosphere is also an example of convection in the nature. Due to various local reasons, temperatures of different parts of atmosphere become different and air current is created by convection. Sea breeze, land breeze and monsoon are created by atmospheric convection. So if question will come, what is convection and air current? Your answer will be the sun hits the earth's surface. Then when cooler air comes into contact with it, the air warms and rises, creating an upward current in the atmosphere. That current can result in wind, clouds or other weather. Convection currents within the earth move layers of magma and convection in the ocean creates currents. Next question, what causes convection currents in the air? Convection currents are the results of differential heating. Lighter, warm material rises while heavier, cool material sinks. It is this movement that creates circulation patterns known as convection currents in the atmosphere, in water and in the mantle of earth. Now see the diagram. Two types of diagram given. Upper one, warm air over land, and the second one, cool air over land. What is sea breeze? In daytime, land is more heated than seas, as land can absorb more solar heat than sea. So air above the land moves up, being hotter and lighter. As a result, cool air over the sea rushes towards land. This is known as sea breeze. So a sea breeze describes a wind that blows from the ocean island towards land. Water heats up much more slowly than land, and so the air above the land will be warmer compared to the air over the ocean. The warm air over the land will rise throughout the day, causing low pressure at the surface. See the diagram. First, air over water remain cooler due to ocean's heat capacity, and air over land heats up and rises, creating an area of low pressure. So obviously, air moves from high pressure to low pressure, creating wind. What is land breeze? A good absorber of heat is also a good radiator. So during night, land radiates more heat than the sea and becomes cooler. As a result, hot air above sea moves up and air current rushes from land towards sea. This is known as land breeze. The air over the ocean is now warmer than the air over the land. The land loses heat quickly after the sun goes down and the air above it cools too. This causes a small temperature gradient between the ocean surface and the nearby land at night, and the wind will blow from the land to the ocean, creating the land breeze. See the diagram? At night, land cooler than water. So wind blows like this. It's an arrow diagram so that you can understand easily. One more thing, I want to tell you that whenever you will answer this type of questions, please try to write it down point wise. That's why I have made the points. Now, what is monsoon? The air which blows in some particular season in some definite direction is called monsoon. This is also a special type of land-sea breeze. In our country, monsoon blows from southwest direction in summer and from northeast direction in winter. The seasonal wind of the Indian Ocean and southern Asia blowing from the southwest in summer and from the northwest in winter. The season during which the southwest monsoon blows commonly marked by heavy rains or rainy season. Now, variation in radiation abilities of materials. We have discussed earlier about the transmission of heat by radiation. The heat absorption and radiation abilities of different bodies are different. A rough and black surface absorbs and radiates more heat than a smooth and shining surface. So here are some examples. First question is, why are cooking utensils are often black on the bottom and polished on the top? The outer surface of a cooking utensil should be rough and black so that it absorbs more heat and cooking is done in less time. If the bottom of the cooking utensil be smooth and shining, then more heat would be reflected and the cooking time would be longer. So point wise, if you want to give the answer, I may help you. So first point will be black absorbs heat and white or shiny surfaces reflect heat. Second point, by painting the bottom black, the utensil is able to absorb maximum heat. Third point, the shiny coating inside makes sure that the heat absorbed is not lost and stays within the utensil by reflection. Hence, by having black bottom and shiny inner surface, we can utilize the maximum heat given to the utensil. Now other examples. First question, why it's better to wear colored dresses in winter? We wear light colored clothes in summer because light color reflect heat, which helps our body to keep cool, whereas dark color absorb heat. That is why it is considered to wear dark colored clothes in winters. It is better to wear colored, especially black colored dresses in winter and white dresses in summer. Black colored dresses absorb heat in a better way and keeps the body warm. On the other hand, white dresses reflect more and absorb less heat from the sun and keep the body cool. If the ceiling and walls of a room are white, then the room remains hot in the winter and cool in the summer. Next question. Why in winter ice covered with ashes? Ash absorbs more heat and helps in melting of ice. So in winter, ice covered with ashes melts quicker than the ice left in open air. Now what is greenhouse effect? The greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the Earth's surface. When the sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere, some of it is reflected back to space and the rest is absorbed and re-radiated by greenhouse gases. The absorbed energy warms the atmosphere and the surface of the Earth. The main greenhouse gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide or CO2, methane or CH4, ozone or O3, nitrous oxide or N2O, and chlorofluorocarbon, that is CFC. So, it is an example, greenhouse effect is an example of selective absorption of heat by glass. We can see fire burning inside a glass house from outside but cannot feel its heat as heat is absorbed by the glass. The radiative power of glass depends on the temperature of the source. Up to the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, radiation from any substance is mostly absorbed by the glass. But at higher temperature, almost 50% of the radiated heat from sun passes through glass. Applying this principle, greenhouses are constructed in cold countries for preservation of plants. Greenhouse is a room made of glass. Sun rays enter the glass house and keep the plants alive, as they cannot come out of the room being absorbed by the glass wall, as temperature of the room is below 100 degrees Celsius. As a result, the room remains warm. This is called greenhouse effect. Now see the diagram. Some sunlight that hits the earth is reflected, some becomes heat. CO2 and other gases, that means other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere trap heat, keeping the earth warm. So this is the total process and this is the advantage of greenhouse effect. Thank you students. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. Even you need to send your physical science assignments in this given email ID.